Lewis Hamilton's bombshell move to Ferrari has made everyone wonder whether or not this transfer will result in a massive exodus of engineers from Mercedes. And we have just received a lot of clarity on this matter. While Ferrari are open to welcoming anyone who opts to follow Hamilton in 2025, Mercedes are playing a brilliant game, preventing Hamilton from trying to convince Bono or Shovlin among the gaggle of engineers to leave Mercedes for Ferrari. This changes the narrative for the 2025 season for both Mercedes and Ferrari. Will this move from Mercedes actually make any difference? Because it's not going to stop Ferrari from making recruitment on their own diligence. Hamilton's move to Ferrari easily is the biggest driver transfer of this decade, and the aftermath of this move was suspected to be a lot worse. When a driver of Hamilton's caliber, backed by 7 world championships, decides to leave the team for another, consequently, many are assumed to follow his footsteps. The first among these potential movers will be the race engineers, followed by the ones who have been unsatisfied with the work that has been done at Brackley relating to car development. But this is very unlikely to happen in 2025. This is because, even though Hamilton's Mercedes contract had a clause which allowed him to leave the Brackley-based squad, the same contract had a no-poaching clause added, which prevents Hamilton or his team from taking out Mercedes engineers to leave with the 7-time world champion. This essentially means that the initial rumours regarding Hamilton taking his current race engineer Peter Bonington, alongside top engineers like Riccardo Mosconi and Andrew Shovlin, and all engineers collaborating under these high-profile engineers, are not true. An official report states that the no-poaching clause was integrated into Hamilton's contract with both parties' knowledge, and it has made clear that Hamilton is only able to leave Mercedes on his own. So why does this change the narrative of the 2025 season? It's no secret. Hamilton would have liked to start his Ferrari stint with his old friend Peter Bonington, also known as Bono. But Peter has a contract in place with Mercedes, tying him down to the end of 2025. Despite having a similar contract to Hamilton, what's not included in Bono's sheet is the early release clause. Therefore, Bono is not able to leave Mercedes without substantial penalties, making things complicated. Even if Peter decided to join Ferrari at the end of 2025, he would have to enter a period of gardening leave before joining Ferrari and Hamilton, similar to the process former Mercedes employee Loic Serra had to go through. Reports coming from Italian media suggest that the gates at Maranello are open to any engineer from Mercedes as they see fit, considering those are all high-profile names riding on high-octane Mercedes domination from 2014 to 2021. High-profile staff poaches happens all the time, best example being Fred Vasseur poaching Loic Serra from Mercedes. But the specific clause with Hamilton's contract prevents Hamilton and his team being involved in such poaches. The situation is very much similar to that of Sebastian Vettel in 2014. When he decided to join the Prancing Horses in 2025, the German went through the same process at Red Bull. 2 important names Hamilton reportedly wants to take with him is his race engineer Peter Bonington and the team's trackside engineer director Andrew Shovlin. And this mission is now at a halt due to the no-poach clause apparently. But does this mean Ferrari won't be able to get their signatures personally in the future? There is possibility of this coming into fruition, because if we are to look into the inside of Mercedes, there sure is a group of engineers who are not satisfied with how the car development was progressing. Primary reason for the departure of Loic Serra, even though James Allison resumed duties as technical director. So just like Serra, this could be the case with Bono and Shovlin. Bono's case becomes inevitable, considering he has close ties with Lewis Hamilton, acknowledged by Toto Wolff himself, mentioning that this is a conversation he and Bono must have sometime after Hamilton's departure. I think this is a discussion which everyone needs to have in the months to come. And as much as I've spoken with Bono already, that's something which we will discuss in the future. Even though Hamilton or his team won't be able to directly approach Bono or Shovlin due to the no-poach clause in Hamilton's contract, it doesn't mean Wolff & Co have an easy time on their hands to prevent a move to Ferrari under their own digression or under Ferrari's persuasion. Wolff has taken the first step in this avenue to prevent a massive exodus, commenting on Hamilton's decision to move to Ferrari and implying that he would be missing out on multiple championships with this move, while also confirming that his team has been able to witness admirable progress behind the scenes. Elaborating on this manner, the Austrian went on to say, what was perhaps not so visible to him was the energy that is in the team, the drive to do things better. It is a matter of trial and error. I have no idea how many more times we will fall, but I know we always get back up. If we look back in 10 or 20 years, we will have many more world championships. But of course, that's a long-term perspective, and that no longer matters for Lewis. Wolff concluded, 2024 will be the season where Mercedes expects both Russell and Hamilton to be aggressive and bring home solid points, which becomes a very important persuading element for Mercedes to utilise in convincing engineers to say at Mercedes that they would have to do one exact thing: provide both drivers with a championship-winning car. While travelling in the Red Bull era expecting a Mercedes championship contender is a far-fetched scenario, debunked more after Hamilton's controversial Ferrari signing. Wolff believes the changes they have made for the W15 will work wonders for 2024. When talking about this matter, the Austrian acknowledged the risk of having a brain drain over years, and the only way to stop is to prove the team is headed on the right direction. In terms of the development going forward, I think this is something which we need to look at. The regulations stay pretty much the same when it comes to 2025. We will evaluate later in the season what it means in terms of technical information, but that's not something that bothers me at all. We have engineers that leave us and go to other teams, and the notice periods are sometimes as short as 6 months. So I don't have any doubt in Lewis's integrity in terms of sharing information. But then again, Mercedes would be missing a strong driver pairing providing valuable feedback for engineers to work on from 2025. But Hamilton leaving for Ferrari will vacate one of the hottest seats in Formula 1, which Wolff mentioned that he is open to fill with even Max Verstappen. But with the Dutchman being long-term contracted to Red Bull, most logical options would be someone like Sebastian Vettel or Fernando Alonso, one of championship material. But seriously, what Mercedes should do is to prove to the driver market that they have championship material year on year, booming in 2026. With engine regulations favouring competitiveness in 2 years' time, Mercedes and Ferrari being two extraordinary teams when it comes to building engines, they could hire anyone with no limits imposed to replace Hamilton. Adding more into this matter, Wolff went on to say, "We will always try to have the best possible combination in our car and seek out these discussions. You can see how quickly the situation can change. At the same time, we respect contracts that exist. Drivers always want to be in the fastest car. It's up to us to demonstrate that we can build the fastest car, not just in the short term and medium term, but also in the long term. This will then lead to opportunities. The ball is in our court." The mission for Mercedes is simple: build a championship-winning car, continue the upward trajectory in terms of competitiveness. But will Hamilton's departure be a problem for Mercedes in terms of an engineer exodus? With a no-poach clause in, how much do you think Ferrari will push to acquire high-profile Mercedes engineers that Hamilton wants? We are very much into your thoughts and perspectives in the comment section down below. And on your way down, don't forget to subscribe to the channel to get notified of our future uploads to keep yourselves up to date about the 2024 Formula 1 season.